Alright, dude, you ready to film?
Yeah, but before we film, I say we get a little Injustice and try out that new DLC, right?
Yeah, why not?
Here you go, dude. Yeah, I downloaded it earlier. I have it already set up and ready to go. So I'm just going to hit Versus and see what we got.
Let's do it. Scorpion time.
Oh, cool. All right. There he is. Scorpion. Sweet.
Wait, dude. Yeah, there's Scorpion and there are a ton of other Mortal Kombat characters.
That's awesome. That means that the DLC was bigger than I thought.
But look at the screen. Where's Batman? Where's Superman? Where's Hal Jordan? Dude, this isn't DLC for Injustice. This is an Injustice.
That's what I said. It's Injustice. What?
What's going on, everybody? This is Mike.
This is Natal.
And welcome to episode 15 of Fight Your Rival.
Yeah, it's been a while, but here you go, guys. Here's a rushdown.
The Rushdown.
So, if you guys are wondering what's going on in the world of Injustice, we got a new character. Well, they're not really new, but they've been around for a while, but they're new for the game.
Yeah, it's been a rumor for a very long time, but it's now official. Scorpion is the third downloadable content character for Injustice. I think he looks pretty badass.
Yeah, the concept design was actually done by Jim Lee, which is pretty epic. Jim Lee's one of my favorite comic book artists of all time. At first I was a little weary, like really, I don't want a Mortal Kombat character in my DC game. But you know what? Jim Lee did a really dope design, and they transferred his combos from MK9 almost fluid, and he's dope as hell.
I love him. I just love that, you know, they started off that reveal trailer with Jim Lee.
Yes.
And just to know that NetherRealm didn't want to just lump in the MK9 sprite. And like, let's make him feel like a DC character.
Definitely.
And just his presentation overall is my favorite in the game.
Oh, yeah.
His intro cinematic where he's about to do a fatality to Sub-Zero. He gets teleported into Injustice World.
Yeah, it's so cool.
You know, his super and his wind pulls where he literally takes you to hell. Like,
even his clash sequence is awesome. He goes under the ground in a trail of fire and comes up with an uppercut. It's so wicked.
I almost screamed out loud when I saw it. It was
so
amazing.
good. And if you guys did watch that trailer, you probably are wondering, why did Martian Manhunter get all close up into the screen at the end?
Now, it's very interesting because if we're going by the rumors here, back when just Lobo was out, some guy apparently cracked the code and was like, listen, there's going to be Lobo, Batgirl, Scorpion, and Zod, which is, you know, everything's followed that.
So far.
And Zod would make perfect sense. Man of Steel's about to come out.
Yeah.
But the next rumor was that someone cracked the code for Season Pass 2.
Yes.
And that one allegedly is supposed to have Martian Manhunter, Red Hood, Power Girl, and Sub-Zero. These guys have been right so far, so...
Yeah, unless NetherRealm's figured it out and just threw us for a loop and throwing Martian Manhunter in first.
I mean, we'll see. But I think, you know, that his appearance was pretty blatant nod that he's going to be in the game eventually.
So guys, who knows, maybe a week from now we'll be telling you the fourth character installment's either Martian Manhunter or Zod. Have to wait and see.
Maybe we'll just get Lois Lane, the movie version.
That'd be epic.
Playable Amy Adams. So as we announced a couple weeks ago, DOA 5 is getting an Ultimate version.
Yeah, it is.
And if you're still pissed off about it and you're like, man, I just bought DOA 5, I gotta buy it again. Technically, you don't have to buy it again.
No, not at all. They're actually running the League of Legends free-to-play kind of route with a DOA 5 Ultimate demo version for the PlayStation 3.
Yeah, I think they're calling it Core version or something like that, but yeah, it's coming to North America and Japan. Basically, a completely playable version of the game, but you only get, I think, Kazumi, Ayane, Hayate, and Hayabusa, and it's got all the modes except for story mode. So, not a bad deal for $0.
Yeah, and the best part is, if you guys are like, I didn't even play with these characters, I'd rather have other ones, you can actually buy the other characters in the set for an extra price, of course. And you can also purchase the story mode separately for about $15.
Yeah.
So, it's great. It's pretty cool. The fact that they're going down the route. I mean, guys, if you're already a Hayabusa player, then there you go. You don't have to buy DOA 5 Ultimate. You got your character. If you want Sarah or any of the other characters, just dish out the extra maybe $4 for them. And there you go, you can play with anyone, and you can also play with people who have the full copy of the game, and there won't be any alert letting them know, hey, you're playing the core or a demo version of the game. So I think it's great. I think this is a new step into the way we're going to actually start seeing our fighting games roll out.
I completely agree. I mean, it's working so well. League of Legends is probably the most popular game in the world, and it's making a ton of money. Marvel Heroes, another PC game, RPG, just dropped for free, and I think fighting game developers are like, this might work. Let's hook them in, and then they can kind of pay for what they want.
Yeah. So guys, take note. Except you, Capcom. You guys love to sucker me for a lot of money.
Yeah, they'll raise the prices when everyone else drops them, but it's all good.
Yeah, it is what it is. Whether or not Tekken X Street Fighter is going to have this free-to-play option, we might find out. But unfortunately, we can't ask Filthy Rich.
No, we cannot. Filthy Rich, you guys probably know him as the face of the Namco community, has actually stepped down from his community manager position. And he didn't say exactly why. He definitely... He made a nice little note, thanking everyone for his time at Namco and saying that it's not going to be the last we see from him in the gaming world. So, it sounds a lot like when Seth Killian left Capcom. Mm-hmm. I'm sure he's got something else in the industry lined up, and we'll just have to wait and see.
Maybe he's a new hype man for the Xbox One. We'll find out at E3.
I really hope so. I think regardless, we will find out at E3.
Yeah, definitely.
He just comes out at the Xbox press conference just doing cartwheels and, letting everyone know he's developed his own exclusive fighting game called Filthy Boys.
Yep, coming out on his own console.
But regardless, we wish the best of luck to Filthy Rich. He's
yes.
a cool guy. We have the pleasure of talking to him and hanging out with him. While we're talking about Filthy Rich leaving the Tekken community, Big E is actually doing a special tournament for Tekken players.
Interesting.
Ironically called the Filthy Cup.
Huh.
I don't know if he did it in honor of him or it was just a coincidence. It's going to be later this fall somewhere in Philly. And if you guys just look it up on Facebook, it's basically going to be his first all Tekken tournament. Just wanted to show some love to that community. So.
Is it just Tag 2 or would it be like all the Tekkens? Because it would be weird to just have one tournament just for Tag 2.
It might honestly just be a Tag 2 tournament because I think it's just a day-long affair.
Okay.
Not like a full weekend. So if you're a Tekken player and you love to compete, definitely look out for the Filthy Cup.
Yeah, check it out, guys.
So even though we're arguably the best fighting game community show
obviously
in the world, we still love watching all of our friends.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many great people putting out great streams and great talk shows, and unfortunately, good friends of ours, the On Blast show, actually got shut down. For the moment, we don't have all the details. I mean, I watch the show pretty regularly. Everyone kind of knows what it is. It's kind of an open forum for all sides of the fighting game community to come in, just talk crap, have fun. It gets vulgar, but you always got that warning, the 18 and over thing. And there's never really a problem, but apparently people have been reporting them as of late. So
and that's unfortunate. There's probably just haters out there who just mad because they can't make a show as great as that, or just people who probably got creamed in injustice and don't like the fact that they're getting put on the On Blast show for their lack of skills. And
it's just a shame because when I go on Twitter, a lot of people associate the On Blast show with nothing but just people cursing at each other. But first of all, the show started out as James MK actually interviewing his old colleagues in the Mortal Kombat world, the motion capture people that were actually in the first 3 games.
That's epic.
People like John Tobias and like all these huge names, and they've done these great things. There's a blind Mortal Kombat player that they're actually sending to Evo. So they're doing awesome stuff, and it's more than just a bunch of guys talking crap. So.
Yeah.
I hope they find a new home. There's other broadcasting avenues out there, so best of luck to James MK and everyone behind On Blast Show.
And once we find out when the On Blast Show resurrects itself, we'll definitely let you guys know as well.
Absolutely.
So that wraps up the Rushdown, and here you go, guys. Here's this week's Judgment Zone.
Judgment Zone.
So as you know, Natal, I'm now the proud owner of Nintendo 3DS.
Lucky guy.
Haven't been able to put the thing down. Always playing with my Mii, making new friends via Street Pass.
I always play with my Mii, even though I don't have a 3DS.
You don't need one to enjoy some me time.
No.
Obviously, something we've both been excited about since it got announced, Project X Zone, finally coming to the 3DS later this month, and Capcom or Sega, or Namco, whoever's publishing it, it finally dropped a demo on the Nintendo eShop, and I played a good amount yesterday. I was like, let me try this out, see if I like it. I spent my whole train ride just playing it like twice in a row. It's really, really fun. For you guys that don't know, Project X Zone is a strategy RPG. It's a collaboration between Sega, Namco, and Capcom, so it has characters from all those games.
It's insane.
And the gameplay is very straightforward. If you ever played like Fire Emblem or Shining Force, you can, the combat aspect, you just have your guys on a board, you move them. When the two characters get near each other, you get that close-up cinematic type of fight. But what I like is that, I don't know if it's intentional or not, but they really incorporate the fighting game aspect of all the companies. The game has a semi-real-time combat system. Basically, your attacks are as simple as it gets. You press A, forward and A, back and A, all do different attacks. But depending on your character, you have special assists. For example, Ryu and Ken, their assist is Devilot.
Oh.
So you'll be hanging out with Ryu and Ken, throwing fireballs, and whenever you want, Devilot come out, unleash her crazy Cyberbot super, and then you can keep attacking with Ryu and Ken. So it kind of has this fighting game type of improvisation on top of an RPG. So I had a lot of fun just just causing crazy combos and using all my assists and everything.
Yeah, you're so lucky to get to play it. I don't think I'm going to run out and get a 3DS for the game, but hopefully it gets ported over to something else. I mean, the Vita's out, but who makes games for the Vita anymore? Not even Sony.
Apparently not.
No. So, guys, if you have a 3DS and you're a fan of Namco, Sega, and Capcom, or one of the three, try out the demo for Project X Zone.
And remember, Natalia, you can always play on my DS.
That's true, but I think I would have more fun playing with my Mii.
I guess so.
Yeah. Before I go and start playing with my Mii, here you go, guys. Here's this week's Random Select.
Random Select.
So my Random Select of the week is actually very random. It's not a comic, it's not a movie, it's not a game. It's advertisements I've been seeing on the train. It's for good old Channel 13. You know, Sesame Street, all that good stuff. They've been posting these ads where they've been making mock reality shows. And the first one I saw was this ad called Bad Bad Bag Boys. And it shows two guys, you know, obviously growing up on the wrong side of the tracks, spilling milk out. And I was like, what a ridiculous show. And then I turned my eyes to the right side of the poster and realized it was an ad for a fake show. And there's a bunch of them all over the subway. If you guys have a chance, if you live in New York City and you can check them out, I highly recommend them. The other two that I saw was hilarious was Bayou Eskimos, which makes no sense. It's hilarious. And one that I actually thought was a real show is The Dillionaire. I thought that was real because
pickles everywhere.
They got what, Swamp Man and Rooster Wars or whatever other stupid reality TV shows they have out there. The Dillionaire would have probably been successful.
That's super random and super awesome, and I might have to watch some wholesome Channel 13 now.
Yeah, seriously.
Just for those ads. My random select, it's also related to New York City, but the fictional version. It's actually funny you have this Maximum Carnage book here.
Of course.
Because next month, the month of July, is Superior Spider Month. Not only are a bunch of cool new Spider-Man books coming out, but they're actually bringing the character Carnage back into the mix.
That's so cool.
With Superior Carnage.
That's amazing, dude. I've been waiting since the 90s to have a solid Carnage story, and now I gotta buy comic books again. It's been a long time, but I'm gonna have to go to my local comic shop and now rack up.
Yep, and now's definitely the time to do so because, yeah, obviously, if you guys don't know, Spider-Man's in a way different state than he's ever been.
Yeah.
Superior Spider-Man has changed the character drastically, so it's gonna be awesome to see him interact with Carnage, who knows who Carnage is at this point. It's probably J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, it could be Aunt May blood cell that was left at the side of a building 30 years ago. Who knows?
And on top of that, there's also a couple spin-off books. I think there's one focusing on a different enemy each issue, like Superior Spider-Man's foes. And also they're launching Superior Spider-Man Team-Up series. So you'll see him with the Avengers, probably him with the X-Men. So all this fun stuff. If you're a Spider-Man fan, be ready to spend a lot of money next month. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
It seems like Marvel and Capcom have the same marketing team when it comes to pumping stuff out. Because they just want your money.
Yeah,
oh my god.
They have so much in common. They should just make games together.
Again, because I think they've done that before, over and over and over again.
I can't wait till Marvel 4.
Yeah.
Pay per character after the base price.
And then Ultimate Marvel 4.
Yes. In the same month.
Yes, that's how Capcom gets us, but we love it. So with all these comic books and everything coming out in July, I need to go and check my bank account, make sure I have enough. So I think it's time to pretty much wrap up this episode.
Yeah, I'm gonna play on my DS, so...
Play with your DS, have fun with your Mii. I'm gonna basically give my whole bank account to Comic Book Shop for Spider-Man.
You're welcome, Marvel.
Yeah, you're welcome, guys. This is Natal from Fight Your Rival.
This is Mike from Fight Your Rival.
And remember, guys,
keep fighting.
Keep fighting.